What's good? What's good, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Now, what I wanted to discuss was, for the past days, there's been, uh, uh conversations, going back and forth, with, myself and certain, individuals. But this is not about that topic, right? But it's about, I think, clearing up the mis information or the misunderstanding that the subscribers get from that, from those conversations, right? Because there's been a lot of individuals that have reached out to me and have told me, oh yeah, bro, I know what you're talking about, and this and that, and they start talking about paperwork, and they start talking about people's status, and they start talking about gangster related topics, right? And hey, you should mention this, or you should throw this out there, and you should do this and that. And this is the thing, though. These are not gang related topics that are going on right here. These are just debates. This has nothing to do with the gangster gang banging. This is not the streets. The internet is not the streets. Paperwork and all that type of talk is not made for the internet. Like, what would I get coming on here and throwing out paperwork and stuff like that to individuals who are not made to see the paperwork? There's people watching from different countries. A lot of people who are not even gang related. Most of the people that watch aren't even gang members themselves, bro. You feel me? So why should they care if somebody's in good standings, or if somebody's in bad standings, or if somebody's a snitch, or if somebody's this and that, when they themselves are not gang members? So they won't give a fuck about that information, and they shouldn't, right? Because they're not from the gangster, world. So why should they follow gangster rules? If they're gonna start following gangster rules, they might as well go get jumped into a gang then, right? So they're not gonna care about that information. They don't care. That's not why they're on here. And to be honest, no one should be on here to learning how to gang bang, or to be trying to make this shit the gangster world, or the gangster yarda, or whatever the hell. This is the internet, my boy. If you're gang banging on the internet, bro, then you're not a gangster. You want to gangbang? Take your ass to the streets where the real gangbanging happens. Because paperwork is only made for the barrio, to be seen by the barrio and to be handled uh, by the neighborhood, not by people who are not part of that neighborhood or a part of the gangster world or none of that, bro. That's what the paperwork's for. Paperwork is made for that barrio to, them to handle it and stuff like that. That's how paperwork runs. It's not made to be thrown on the internet and for people to see and talk about and give their opinions and woo-de-woo. I'm not from their neighborhood for me to be voicing what they should do to that individual, how they should take care of it. That's up to that neighborhood to discuss and to do. Nobody else's. So nobody else gets to share their opinions or what they should do or how it should be handled. Or why should it even matter to anybody outside of the situation? It's one of the things that I had said about 6ix9ine. When it was, the snitching and all that, the only ones that should be looking for 6ix9ine and wanting to handle business is the Trey Nines, because he snitched on Trey Nines. See, you know what I mean? 6ix9ine didn't put none of my homies away, so why should I go looking for him? Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to mess with the individual and be like hanging around with him and stuff like that, right? Because he told. But not to be looking for him and trying to hunt him down. Because why are you meddling into Blood's business? Are you a Blood? Are you from the Trey Nines? So what are you doing looking for them and trying to handle or clean up their backyard or handle shit for them? Why are you sticking your nose in their business? People are going to wonder that, because you're going to bring an unwanted heat. And now you're in the hot seat. Because now you potentially are bringing, unwanted attention and unwanted heat and drama to what we have going on. And for what? You know what I mean? What agreement do you have with these individuals to go be handling their business for them, when we got our own business to be handling? You get what I'm saying? That's why individuals don't stick their nose where it don't belong. This world is a lot more complex than people think, right? And there's a lot more stuff that goes behind the scene, and it goes a lot more deeper than people realize. You get what I mean? Those who live the streets understand the streets, so that's why you never see real individuals from the streets on here talking and barking a good one, because individuals already know how the game works, how problems are handled, and they're never handled through the internet. You will never find a real motherfucker on the internet typing about, oh, okay, you're gonna be doing this, or this is not how we handle it, and we're gonna do this, and that. You'll never see that. Things will get handled behind the scenes, and you won't even hear about them, and they'll just be handled. Period. So when individuals are on here talking a good one about, like, oh, this individual is gonna get what he got's coming to him, or this and that, those are empty vessels, bro. Because real individuals are not on here typing what they finna do. You get what I'm saying? So, gangster talk and gangster this is not made for the internet. It's not gonna be thrown on the internet, and that is not why arguments or discussions or misunderstandings are happening, bro. We're talking about simple morals, simple disagreements, not gang related matters, not gang related issues, nothing to do with none of that world. You know? Or to be trying to convince a bunch of people, you know, like when I come on here, I'm not trying to convince people to see me gang. That's why I never talk about my stories or go into none of that. I'm not trying to convince the audience that I'm gangster or that I'm this badass and people gotta see me and respect me and fear me. I could care less what people think about me. They could think I'm down, they could think I'm a weenie, they could think I'm solid, they could think I'm a ranker. It is all irrelevant to me, because these are people that don't truly know me. Only the ones that really know me know what it is, and they're the only opinions that matter and the only opinions that count in the world. Everyone, like, what good is convincing the audience that you're gangster, but in the real world, in the gangster world, you're not respected and accepted? Then what good is the internet seeing you gangster, that where it really counts you're not? You can play pretend all you want on the internet, but in the real world is the only place where it counts. So the internet could think that you're a weenie and whack, but if you're respected here, that's all that matters. That's why I could care less, how people see it. You know what I mean? I don't come on here to try to convince the audience that I'm this way, or not here to relive my glory days and stuff like that. That's why I never talk about that kind of stuff. When people are always like, "Hey, bro, why don't you talk about this, isn't that?" For what, bro? What is that gonna get? How am I gonna be helping the raza or people, and by talking about how we ran up on this fool and smashed on this fool and this and that? How's that information beneficial for anybody? You know, how's that gonna keep individuals off the streets or help individuals to see their life a better way? That's all just made to for people to see these individuals like, "Dad, this was a badass, homie." It's the only reason why it's done. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, how does that information help people? That's why I don't do it. You know what I mean? We study human behavior. We know how it works. Not to say I'm an expert in it, but you know, I'm able to hold my own in these discussions. So I don't do it, because it's not, it's not gonna benefit no one, and if anything, it's only gonna glorify, and it's only made to self benefit somebody's image. That's the only reason why. That's why I just don't dive into those discussions. I'm not insecure. I'm not looking for acceptance or respect. We're just merely here to conversate and speak our minds. And if the information helps people, then it helps people, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Our goal is not to be seen as the messenger or the leader for my people, or the spokesman or the activist. We're merely here to conversate, bro. That's it. Not to be, seen as famous or rich or smart or nothing. We're just merely here to have discussions. So when people talk about you should do this and that, why? That's not the agenda. The agenda is not to bring down channels or bring down individuals, or you know we'll do this and that. Merely sharing our opinions, speaking on facts, the stuff that's out there, and just warning people that make sure you realize who you're putting your trust into before you put your trust into an individual, right? Because the con man is really good at hiding their true motives and their true feelings and who they truly are. That's all it is, just dropping, hey, you might want to know that this isn't that before, just, heed the warning. That's all it is. It's not to deteriorate people from watching channels or supporting individuals or nothing like that. That's not the message. That's not the plan. That's not the agenda. Now, you may not believe it. That's fine. I'm not here to convince you. you know, I can only call it for what it is. You can take it or leave it. It's all on you. You know, but that's all it is. So when people say, "Hey, you should talk about this or throw this out there," for what, bro? This is not the streets. These people are not gonna care. They're not street related people. This is not the streets, bro. If you want to push that street message, or make it seem like you gangster, you know what's going on or how the streets work and all that, then take your ass to the streets and you know then peddle what you're peddling. Since you're the one that wants to put it out there, then you stamp it and put your face on it and your name on it, like how it works in the streets. Because you gonna have to handle it, since you're the one that's peddling it. And then people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, I'm not a gang member or nothing like that. Then why do you care?" You feel me? And that's not to be an asshole. It's just the facts of how it works. It's not like the movies. I understand what these documentaries made it seem like, or these interviews with these certain individuals. They've been watching too many movies, my boy. That's not how it works. It's a lot more complex. Um, yeah, but just to clear the conception of the misunderstanding, or there's no secret motives, or this is not about the streets and stuff like that. It's just about morals and stuff like that. That's all it is. Calling out things for what they are. Not not to be trying to, because I understand that people try to make subjects about actives and non-actives and this and that, when no one's talking about none of that. No one cares about none of that, bro. Because you can say whatever you want on the internet, don't make it true. You know what I mean? Like I said, because all that gangster talk belongs in the streets, because this is the internet, and that's just the honest truth, bro. But overall, that's just my opinion. Just want to clear the air out. And shut it, we up.